we did some ghetto stuff, okay, guys? Because we were broke and we had kids and we needed a function, okay? Hi, my name is Shelby.
And I'm Big Mike.
We have a story time for you. We have a story time for you from how we went from a house that was infested with bats to a infested mobile home that had roaches. For any of my returning viewer subscribers, I am going to be doing my reselling content as well. I'm just going to add a few things in here and there. But I figured you guys would like this story time. We are in our basement, and that's why the background's a little weird. I'm online reseller, and that's my picturing setup, just to kind of explain the weird stuff going on back there. But anyway, so we're going to start 2016. We were in a one-bedroom apartment, and I found out that I was pregnant after I was told I couldn't have kids, and we realized that we were going to have to move because there wasn't going to be enough room, and we had some other issues there as well. So we really wanted to buy, but we weren't really in the position to do it because we were so young at the time, and we just didn't have the credit, and I didn't want to. It was just a big process for us, so we decided to go through a land contract, and we looked at a few places, but we ended up finding a place that was like kind of up on a.
We'll skip over the house before that with the sewage problems.
Okay. Wait, when did we live there?
Right, we moved from there to Terrace.
So we're gonna rewind, like, we're just gonna go from the start. So our very first apartment we loved the apartment, but the maintenance guy was a peeping Tom, and he was like trying to come in when I was showered and stuff, so we ended up having to leave that apartment. Then we went to our next apartment, which is the one I was just talking about, and then we realized we would have to leave there. So then we ended up renting a house. I completely forgot about this. I don't know how I did. But so
it was a nice house.
Yeah, it was a nice house. But the sewage was like backing up into the yard, and it was going down into the basement at that house, so the whole house was smelling like sewer. It was like biohazard, so we ended up leaving after our lease was up. But I really liked the house because it was big and everything, and that's where I had my first my son. So from there, from the sewage situation, then we realized we needed to move, so we were looking. We wanted to buy, and I already explained all that, but we ended up going with the land contract. We looked at a few places, and we ended up going with the place that was like on top of a hill. Like most of the houses around it were on a hill, but it was like one of the highest ones you could get. And it was like two older ladies that owned the house. I don't even know if it was like, I remember signing something, but I don't even truly know if it was actual land contract. 'Cause looking back on it, it was all kind of sketchy.
It kind of seemed more like a rent-own type thing.
That's basically what a land contract
I know,
is.
but
it was definitely a sketchy situation, and we had to put money down and everything. And at that time, it was $600 a month. So this was in 2016 going. It was at the end of 2016 going into 2017. So we actually moved in on my birthday, which was January 27th, 2017, after paying all the stuff and whatnot. The house needed we knew it needed a lot of work when we moved in. Like, they didn't refinish the floors properly and stuff like that. But my dad's carpenter, and I figured, he would help us get stuff situated, and I kind of knew how to do some stuff anyway from him teaching me. So we moved in, we got settled and whatnot, and we had a little baby at this time. So we were there. I mean, we started having issues right off the bat. Like, there was water issues, the electrical issues, but we were there for about a month, and we got woke up to a bat flying around the house. I've never dealt with a bat before. Like, we didn't know what to do. We were, like, running around the house like crazy people. We had, like, Tupperware. We had brooms. We were trying everything. I put my son, he was sleeping. I put him in the middle of our bed with pillows, and I shut the doors because I didn't want the bat to get in there, and I'm pretty sure I put my dog in there at the time too, because I didn't want the bat to get the dog. So we were like chasing this thing all around. We finally was able to get it, and we put it outside because I felt bad for it and I didn't know what to do with it, and I thought it was just a random one time thing, and I really truly don't even know how it got in the house.
It got in through the fireplace.
So it got in through the fireplace. At least that's what we think. And we kept kind of having issues, and I was like freaked out about the whole situation because I'm like, that's weird because it was in the middle of winter, because I'm pretty sure they hibernate, don't they?
I have no idea.
I think they hibernate. I don't really know, but it was weird because there was a bat in the house, definitely in February. So I was like paranoid about everything. I had him go up in the attic and try to check stuff out because we had like a loft type. What'd you call that, a loft?
Yeah, it's like a semi-finished attic, basically.
And it had like 2 rooms up there. So I had him go and check, but everything was like, had like the paneling up there, like the old wood paneling up there, and you couldn't really see much. Did we have more come in, or was there some in the garage?
We had more come in.
So we were dealing with these bats, and I finally, at one point, I was like, I'm pretty sure I contacted the ladies that we had the land contract with, because we can't just like do whatever we wanted. We didn't own the house. We still, it was like renter type situation. So we contacted them, and they're like, oh yeah, we have, there was bats that would come in, but, they're not actually in the house and this and that and making up stuff. And they were like telling me stories like how they would come in the garage and all this crap. And I'm like, are you serious? Because it was already sketchy from the get-go, and I should have realized it, but we were young and stupid, and we just kind of believed everyone and just went with whatever we were told.
It's also where I gave the lawnmower away.
Yeah, he's from Canada, so he's learned a little bit, but he's very trustworthy. Like, up where he's from, like, you can leave your doors unlocked, people can borrow stuff, they're going to bring it back. So some guy, it might have been a homeless guy, I don't know.
Homeless guy.
He came up, and I think our mower was broken at the time. It was something easy to fix. He's like, I'll fix your mower for you. I'll mow a couple lawns, and then I'm going to bring it right back. We never seen that lawnmower again.
I got a better lawnmower out of it.
Yeah, we did get a better lawnmower out of it. But, so the ladies that owned the house knew that this place was, had bats in it. So then we end up calling, what are them people called? That deal with like animals and bugs and stuff. Pest control or whatever, to come and see if we had any. And I told him where I thought they were. He never even looked where I thought they were. He said, no, we're good. We didn't have bats. I'm like, you sure? Because we're having bats coming in our house, and then it's the middle of winter. We could hear them
all the time,
Yeah,
too.
we could hear them up there, like, scratching and, like, making noises and stuff. I even tried, like, sound stuff and whatnot, but they're protected, so we couldn't, even if so, it was going to cost us, like, tens of thousands of dollars to get them removed. And it came to a point, like, I would go and stand outside, and I would just watch them fly in the house. Like, there was tons of them flying in the house. And it just got dangerous. I was scared of the bats. And then on top of that, it was having electrical issues. There was issues with the pipe. So, like, our electric and our gas bill there, and it was just 3 of us, and I was barely using anything because he was working a lot, was more than our rent. Like, we were paying $600 to $1,000 for our bills. And back then, that I'm telling you, that was ridiculous. So we were struggling, and I told the ladies, like, we can't do this. There's too much, it's too much to pay. There's too many issues, and the bats coming in. And they're like, well, I think we even left for a short period of time, or we were trying to leave, and they're like, well, we'll drop your stuff, and you only have to pay $300 a month or something. So, like, we even came back it might have been, like, a week, and we were having issues, like, crazy again. So, we're like, we got to go. This is not safe for our kids. So, kid at the time. Yeah. I did have my second son there. You know what? So, we stayed with my parents for a little bit, and then I found out, because of the bat situation, then I found out I was pregnant, and we did end up having my second son there. So we were dealing with this for like a while. We were trying everything. We had the people come out and look. I think we had a couple of them come out and look, and then one guy's like, well, there's probably coming through this area. We tried shutting all the areas off and whatnot. This was a few years ago, so I'm trying to remember all the details. We tried clogging up holes and like...
It was more than a few years ago now.
Yeah, but we completely shut off the attic so they couldn't come through the attic door. We completely like tried to close off the fireplace, and then there was a place, I'm pretty sure one got into because the fireplace went all the way down into the basement, and our like garage was in the basement, so like we could like drive into our driveway and go straight into the garage, and then we would go up to the house. And there was some places down there we like blocked off, and it was just we just kept having issues. So we actually moved out, and I think at this point we were staying in a camper temporarily at my parents' house, and then someone called on us, and the lady that drives around to do tickets, she's older, and she's doesn't have a very happy life is the best way to put it, and she is very hateful towards everyone. We weren't doing anything wrong, but she was still like giving us tickets and stuff. And also while we were there, it was strange. I think one of the neighbors was mad or something, and they came over and they relieved themselves underneath our camper. Like we left and we came back and it was there. And we were only there in the camper for like a month maybe. We were gonna do it up, and then we were gonna like travel around and stuff. That was our plan, but that got ruined, so we ended up having to sell the camper. And then we moved back for a short period of time after that, and we couldn't handle it. Like I was scared all the time while we were there. It was just like creepy all the time. I was like freaked out about what was going to get in at any point, like rabies and stuff. It just scared me. So then we end up moving back.
There was also, wasn't that the house that had lead paint?
Yeah, there was lead paint in that house too.
I think that was the final.
Yeah, I think that was the final straw. I completely forgot about that. My son, we took him for like his regular checkup, my oldest, like his blood work and stuff, and it came back that he had lead in his system. So that was my final, like we're done, like. So we completely moved out. How long were we there?
At least 2 years.
Was it 2 years? Like 7, my second was like 7 months old when we moved into the mobile home. But there was a few months. So after this, we moved in with my parents. Sorry, I'm getting too far ahead. We moved in with my parents. We were staying in their basement. It was like a half-finished basement. We had a pretty decent sized room that we just did up because it was just supposed to be temporary because we were already looking for other places to move. It was just supposed to be like a couple-week thing. So we were trying to find, like, cheap living. We really did not want to live in, like, an apartment again, having kids, because I was just so worried that they would be noisy and stuff. So we were looking at mobile homes.
It's also hard with Shadow.
Oh, yeah. We have a dog. We had 2 dogs. My little, I had a Chihuahua. She passed away. But we had a bigger dog and then our little dog, and it was hard to find, like, apartments that would allow him. So we were trying mobile homes. We looked at a few. Some of them were like kind of iffy on like if we could bring our dog. Some of them like, yeah, you can, but they have to be 2 years old, and he was like a year and a half or something. I don't remember. But so some of them, there were some nicer mobile homes we found. We just couldn't. It was just too iffy, like on their rules and stuff, and I didn't want to deal with someone harassing us. So we finally found the mobile home that we ended up buying. We went and looked at it. And they said they were moving, so it was kind of cluttered. They had kind of stuff everywhere. We didn't, like, look at stuff, like, too in-depth. Like, we didn't open all their cabinets and crap, because they were there while we were.
It was weird, because they were still living there.
Yeah, they were still living there.
You don't want to look at their stuff.
Right. So, I mean, I looked the best I could, and I was, like, asking questions and stuff. And the one bedroom, they just opened the door, and I just peeked in. I didn't go in there, because it was their son's bedroom, and I think he was in there at the time.
I think so.
And they had, like, the shower curtain closed and all that, crap. They were, like, hiding stuff. So we paid for it, had it signed over and everything. And then they were supposed to, I was being nice because, I don't know. I've learned a lot over the years. And they're like, we just need a little extra time because the place we can't move in, they won't let us move for a couple days. Or it was just something else. Our truck broke down, and I think they even got into a wreck at some point. I mean, and we were even helping them with crap. Like, it was ridiculous. It took, I think, 2 months after we bought it. It was in our name. We bought it to move in. We even paid their back taxes. to get this place. So it took us 2 months to get in. They finally gave us the keys. It was extremely late when we got the keys. And I was just excited to get in there. I knew we would need to like paint and stuff, but when we got in there, and I'm like hesitant about bugs anyway, okay? Because I've never had them. I do not want them. I've only seen a very few of them up until this point. And I'm like, let's just check everything just to make sure, because, you know, you always hear about mobile home parks and stuff like that and bugs and whatnot. But when we went and looked at it, we did not see anything at all. And I think, so we walked in, and I think they had, for some reason, a drawer out. Did they have a drawer out, or did we pull it out?
I think we pulled it out.
Is there a reason why we pulled it out?
Oh, maybe it was sitting out. I don't remember. Or maybe we were looking around and we saw something, and then we ended up... I can't remember. You know, my memory's bad.
You know what? I think I opened a cabinet, and I seen one, like a bigger one in there running, and I wasn't for sure. So I think he took one of the drawers out for some reason. This was a few years ago, so I'm trying to remember. And there was like a little baby one crawling on it. We started freaking out because, like, I don't do bugs. He definitely doesn't do bugs. And, like, I was, like, scared to even walk in there. Like, I didn't want them things touching me. And we started freaking out. Like, we tried everything. We tried selling it to other people. But we were being honest about it. We tried selling it back to the park. We had people come out and, like, to estimate how to, you know, spray and stuff, but I've heard really bad things about that. Spraying can just, like, make them hide and stuff, so I was, like, freaking out about that. And, I was trying everything to try to figure this out. So we finally came down to, because I did a whole bunch of research, like, I was staying up all night researching about, like, what to do about roaches. And we came down to the conclusion that we were going to have to gut it. Like, we took out all the carpets. We took out...
They were nasty anyway.
And they hid that. Like, they had rugs and stuff everywhere. They had furniture everywhere. Like, they had it so hidden. So we gutted everything. We took out the kitchen, the bathroom. The bathroom was in way worse shape than we thought. The tub was horrible. We ripped out all of the carpets, and in the son's bedroom that I was telling you about that I just peeked in because I'm pretty sure he was in there, there was a hole that was like 4 foot by 4 foot. I don't know how in the world that kid was
like
in there.
Right when you go.
Yeah, it was like right in the door, and I think there was a hole in the bathroom too. Actually, there was a hole in the bathroom too. So there was 2 holes in the floor. There were stickers. Sorry, there were stickers all over the master bedroom, and I don't know what they had to have something hung up or something where they were hiding it, where their kid just put a whole bunch of stickers on there. And you know, I understand that, but like they could have tried to get them off because that was a pain in the butt to get off. And also the kid, after, like, they drew all over the walls in the master bedroom, and it was a pain. Like, I had to completely sand it down, and that was after we sanded it. And this area was like uncovered, so I know that wasn't there. There were several holes in the walls that they had covered up. I mean, all kinds of stuff. There was water damage in the front bathroom that they had covered up.
I think there's quite a bit of water damage.
Yeah. Like, they hid this stuff well, and they knew what they were doing. And then, so after we found out that there was roaches, I probably waited a couple days, but I texted her, and I'm like, why didn't you tell me you had roaches? And she came back with, I did tell you we had roaches. You knew that we had roaches. No, I did not. I would not buy that house if it had roaches. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous. And we ended up finding a note while we were ripping the kitchen out. Because, did they leave their stove and stuff? Or did they... No, they took it because it was disgusting under there. Like, there was, like, food buildup. I've never seen it, like, this thick. I don't know how we got played so good. I mean, we had been playing stupid. But they had a note on there.
It was later in the day when we went and looked at it, too.
Yeah, it was...
So the lighting in there was definitely bad. And I'm pretty sure they had, like, tons of wax melts going.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, we found a note, and the note like is like slid under something, like they didn't know that they lost it, and it was talking about like stuff they had to buy and that they needed to spray the house to get rid of the bugs and stuff so they could sell the house and stuff like that. Anyway, we end up gutting the place, which like we didn't plan. We already spent all of our money buying this place, okay? So we were like broke at this point. And I'm like, we gotta figure something out. And I wasn't moving in. Like, no way was I moving in there. And the lady also was like, well, we checked all of our stuff and there wasn't any roaches in it when we moved. Lady, you're definitely taking roaches with you, because the exterminator that came out said that they probably had them the whole time they were living there. Because she also tried to say something about that they only had them for like a short time, or the older lady that lived next to us had them, which she didn't, because we ended up going into her house and helping her, taking her groceries and helping her walk and like doing her garden and stuff, because she didn't have a lot of help, so we helped her. And I had been in her house several times. She did have a mouse problem, but she had someone come out and take care of that. But I ended up doing like the professional like gel you can get and put down. I cleaned every inch of that place with bleach. I got the stuff that makes it so you put it down and it makes it so they can't have babies. And we treated it for like 2 months before we even moved in. And I was like checking and double checking and triple checking to make sure that there was absolutely no roaches in that place before we moved in. And everyone was just like telling us to bomb. Did we bomb at first?
I don't know.
I don't know if we bombed or not. Everyone was telling us to, and I've heard that bombs just make them hide, so... And roaches are very resistant.
I think we might have, and then you started looking it up and found out that it was bad, so that's why we went and got the other stuff. And that's why we waited so long, because we wanted to make sure they weren't just hiding.
Yeah, so I like made sure, like I was checking every nook and cranny. We were looking underneath like every little inch before we moved into this place. And I think we even started like painting and stuff a little bit, didn't we, beforehand, or not?
I don't remember.
I know we did some stuff because we had to strip out the bathroom. Like, I think the only thing we left in there was the sink, or did we put a new one in there?
I think we left the sink.
But I think we stripped the cabinet and everything.
Yeah, we definitely tore it. I mean, it was already basically torn apart.
Yeah, they had
there
it.
was
So
water damage in there.
They had everything hidden. I think we put flooring in the living room, and I think maybe the kitchen before we moved in, because like we went from having pretty much everything to nothing. So we did like a DIY thing where we took plywood and we cut it down into strips and sanded it and nailed it down, stained it, and did poly over it. And then we just did like tiles, like the cheapest we could find in the kitchen. We threw together like a...
We had to tear out that whole countertop in the kitchen.
Yeah, when I say gutter, we took everything down other than the walls, and some of the walls even did come down too.
We took all the cabinets down too, didn't we?
All the cabinets, sink, everything. There was nothing left, and we ended up reorientating the kitchen. We put up a temporary thing. It might have even been countertop, because my dad's in construction, so he gives us stuff. He found us some cabinets, so we had some upper cabinets. We put like a temporary thing in, and I wrapped it with like, what's that stuff called? Like the cabinet paper that you put in.
Is it contact paper?
Yeah, the contact paper. It looked like no, it was a wood looking one. So I wrapped it with that. We put a sink in, and we did, the best we could. And eventually we got flooring in the hallway and in the bedroom. And I don't remember moving in before we had floor. Were we living there before we had flooring in? I know we didn't have flooring in the bathroom. We did not have flooring in the back bedroom. We lived in the front bedroom at first. Because the front bedroom, we ripped out the carpet, and there was linoleum underneath, and I just cleaned the crap out of it. And we stayed up there, and I got the front bathroom functional enough so we could, there was just a toilet and a sink, so we could use that. And then we did some ghetto stuff, okay, guys? Because we were broke, and we had kids, and we needed a function, okay? So we had the living room, the kitchen, and the bedroom that had okay flooring in it, and a somewhat functional kitchen. Wasn't great, it wasn't pretty or anything, but like I was able to cook and feed the kids and whatnot. And then the the bathroom, like we couldn't afford a bathtub at first because it was going to cost us like around, I think it's like about 500 at the time, $500 to $600 for like the cheapest tub and surround. So we got the biggest tote you could. And we, because the water was hooked up, or my dad might have re-plumbed it or whatever, and we just drilled a hole down through the floor, so we were able to bathe and do the kids. And we had like a, like the bath for the kids that we would just put in there, and we used that for at least a couple months before we could get a tub. And then we got a proper tub and put it in, and man, I loved that tub. That was amazing, going from a tote shower to having a
proper tub and shower.
Proper tub, yeah.
So we got the tub and the surround.
Yeah, we got the tub and the surround. We still did not have any flooring in there at that time because we weren't making a ton there. At one point, it was just me working, and I was only working part-time, so we weren't making a ton. We were just doing the best we could, and eventually, I think we did get some type of vanity to put in there. I think my dad got us a vanity from somewhere to put in there. And then we did stick-on tiles in the bathroom, like a marble-looking thing. And the bathroom looked...
The bathroom was pretty nice.
Yeah, the bathroom was pretty nice after we got done with it, because there was some flooring my dad fixed. My dad fixed all the holes. Like, I'm very lucky that my dad could fix that stuff, because he fixed all the holes for us in the floors, made sure everything was sturdy, and then eventually put the flooring in the back bedroom, and we moved into the back bedroom. And then we just kept trying to, like, fix stuff. We were painting, like, trying to make everything better.
To redo the air ducts because of the raccoons.
Oh, I forgot there was raccoons getting in there. Okay, so we were painting, like, we were just doing a little bit at a time when we could, and we were doing, I think my dad even gave us, like, a 5-gallon thing of gray paint, and we were painting most...
And wasn't it, like, deck paint?
I don't know.
It had, like, the grit in it?
No, he did, but we did that in the hallway, but the other paint he gave us, it was smooth. And we were painting, just trying to, because after there was a bunch of roaches in there and stuff, we were like, I just wanted everything to be clean. So we were like trying to paint, make it as, nice as possible. And then we started having trouble because there was a couple little spots where animals could get under our mobile home. So there's cats under there. And we started hearing something in our vent. And we're like, what the heck? And I think we put the camera down in there. Your phone?
I put my phone down.
He put his phone down in there, and all of a sudden you just seen like this little like furry hand like going like this.
It was kind of scary at first because it just kind of reached out of the darkness and then started trying to grab stuff.
And they had all kinds of crap down in there that we didn't realize that there was like a bunch of cat food and like, but it was like. I swept out the vents where I could, but it was like a little bit further in there.
The vents were like, they went down in curves, so it like hit it and then went down farther.
Yeah, so I didn't realize. And there was like rust spots down there where it got in. So we ended up redoing the vents with like the
flex duct.
The flex duct.
That was annoying.
Yeah, but we were already having like issues, like the AC was leaking, and then we were having condensation issues and stuff, and then we ended up getting mold around the vents. And at that time, we kept fixing it and like cleaning it, and at that point, I'm like, we gotta figure something out. We worked so hard when we were there. The last 6 months we were there, I would say. We were saving. We were paying off debt. We were, like, hustling because we had to get out of there. Like, we put every bit of money we had in that place, and it was still, like, they ended up tearing it down, guys, because it was like the areas we did were okay, but they just kept having issues, and it was leaking, and it was just like they had so much stuff, and it was just too much for us. We could not handle it. So that's when we hustled the last 6 months we were there. We saved up, and then we properly bought the house we're in now.
They also left a bunch of trash in the shed.
Yeah, the shed was completely full of trash. Like, packed full of trash. We couldn't even use it. So now we're in the house we're in now. I don't know what I just said. I don't know if that made sense, but we're in the house now. Now, this house, they redid it, but they did cut a lot of corners, and there's some issues and stuff. Nothing compared to anything else we've dealt with at all. We did have to, there was new carpet in here. We ripped that out about a year in living here. We've been here for like 3.5 years. Because with the kids and animals and stuff, it was just too much to maintain. And we found that there's hardwood floors underneath. But anyway, I'm going to do a tour of my house here soon, and kind of like a before and after, because I plan on working. We've already done some work, and we're going to do some more work to it, and I'm wanting to decorate and stuff. So I'm going to do like a little series for you guys on that. But that is the story of how we went from basically a peeping Tom
sewage
to
bats.
bat infestation, which I didn't even know that was like a thing, guys. And then I started looking stuff up, and it leads you to crazy things, okay? And then to roaches. We never lived with roaches, but we bought a house and mobile home infested with roaches. To now where we're at now. Where we live now is not in the best part of town, but it's pretty quiet where we're at, and we are very happy where we're at for now. And
luckily there's only a couple houses on our street.
Yeah, there's only a couple houses on our street. It's quiet, so we're happy where we're at. It's small, but all right, that'll do it for now, because I've been rambling for a while, and it's probably all over the place at this point. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.